Good morning, children. Welcome back to online class today. Children, you are preparing well for the midterm test, isn't it, children? Okay, children. Today we are going to revise Unit 18, Organization of Tissues. Okay, children. Now, you all are turning page 210. Okay, mom? Take page 210. First question, define tissue. Okay, define tissue. Group of cells positioned and designed to perform a particular function is called a tissue. Define tissue. Group of cells positioned and designed to perform a particular function is called a tissue. Okay. Then dash is a structure made up of collection of tissues. Organ. Okay. Dash is a structure made up of collection of tissues. Organ. Next question. Name the types of plant tissue. First one is meristems or meristematic tissue. Second one is permanent tissue. Name the types of plant tissue. Meristem or meristematic tissues. Then second one is permanent tissue. Okay. Define meristematic tissue. Next question. Define meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissues are group of immature cells that are capable of undergoing cell division. Define meristematic tissues. Answer. What is the answer, ma? Meristematic tissues are group of immature cells that are capable of undergoing cell division. Next is write down the characteristic features of meristematic tissue. Write down the characteristic features of meristematic tissues. First feature is they are living cells. Second feature is the cells are small, oval, polygonal or round in shape. Third, they are thin-walled with dense cytoplasm, large nuclei and small vacuoles. Then they undergo mitotic cell division. The last point is they do not store food material. You have to write down this answer points by points. Okay. So then write down the characteristic features of meristematic tissue. They are living cells. Second point, cells are small, oval, polygonal or round in shape. Third point is they are thin-walled with dense cytoplasm, large nuclei with small vacuole. Fourth point is they undergo mitotic cell division. Last feature is they do not store food material. So what is the question? Write down the characteristic features of meristematic tissue. Okay, ma'am. Next question. Explain the types of meristems based on the position in the plant body. Explain the types of meristems based on the position in the plant body. On the basis of their position in the plant, meristems are of three types. What are they? Apical, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. So on the basis of their position in the plant, meristems are of three types. Apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. First we have to write about the apical meristem. Okay. These are apical meristem. These are found in apices or growing points of root and shoot and brings about increase in length. Okay, what about apical meristem? These are found at the apices or growing points of root and shoot and bring about increase in length. What is the second type of meristem? Intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem. It lies between the region of permanent tissue and is the part of the primary meristem. It is found either at the leaf base or at the base of internodes. It helps in the production of branches. Okay, it helps in the production of branches. Then what is the third type is in lateral meristem. They are arranged parallel and causes the thickness of the plant part. So which meristem is responsible for the thickness of the plant part? Lateral meristem. Dash meristem causes the thickness of the plant part. Lateral meristem. Dash meristem helps in the production of branches. Intercalary meristem. Okay, dash meristem bring about increase in length of the plant body. Apical meristem. For this you have to draw this diagram. Okay, you have to draw this diagram. The types of meristem based on the position of the plant body. Based on the position of plant body. Okay, what are the types of meristem based on the position in the plant body? Or explain the types of meristem based on the position in the plant body. For this question, you have to draw this diagram. Okay, children. Now, the next question, functions of meristem. Meristems are actively dividing tissues of the plant. They are responsible for primary and secondary growth of the plant. Okay. Next, you are turning page 213. 213. Page 213. Write down the differences between xylem and phloem. Write down the differences between xylem and phloem. Table 18.1. Write down the differences between xylem and phloem. What about xylem? Xylem contains water. What about phloem? Phloem contains organic solutes or food materials. Okay, first you have to write about the function. Function of xylem, conduction of water and minerals. What about phloem? Conduction of organic solutes or food materials. Second is conduction. Conduction is mostly unidirectional. What about the function of xylem? The conduction is mostly unidirectional. What about phloem? Conduction is mostly bidirectional. Then third point, conducting channels are tracheids and vessels. In xylem, the conducting channels are tracheids and vessels. What about phloem? Conducting channels are sieve tubes. Conducting channels are sieve tubes. Then the next point is component of xylem include xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. What about phloem? Components of phloem include sieve elements, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. These are the differences between xylem and phloem. Okay, what about the first point, ma'am? Xylem contains water and minerals. What about phloem? Phloem contains organic solutes or food material. Second point difference is that conduction is mostly unidirectional. Then what about phloem? Conduction is mostly bidirectional. Third difference, conducting channels or tracheids and vessels. What about phloem? The conducting channels are sieve tubes. Then component of xylem include xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. What about phloem? Conducting the components of phloem include sieve elements, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. Okay, these are the differences between xylem and phloem. Next, turn next page, page 214. Page 214, children. You all are turning page 214. Write down the differences between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Write down the differences between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. First, table 18.2. Here, 7 points are given. you have to learn all 7 points. Okay, this is one of the 4-mark answer. Listen, cytoplasm is dense and vacuoles are nearly absent. In meristematic tissue, cytoplasm is dense and vacuoles are nearly absent. What about permanent tissue? Permanent tissue, the usually large central vacuole is present. Okay, large central vacuole is present. That's enough. Next point is intercellular spaces are absent in meristematic cells, present in permanent tissue. Then third is component cells are smaller. Component cells are smaller. Then component cells are large. Small in meristematic tissue. Component cells are small in permanent tissue. So, these component cells are small in meristematic, large in permanent tissue. Okay. Then cell wall is thin and elastic and cell wall is thick in permanent tissue. What about nucleus? Nucleus is large and prominent in meristematic tissue. Nucleus is less conspicuous or less visible, okay, in permanent tissue. Then cells grow and divide regularly in meristematic tissue. Cells do not normally divide in permanent tissue. Then this meristematic tissue provide mechanical support and elasticity to the plant body, but permanent tissue provide only mechanical support. These are the differences between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. What is the question, ma? Write about the differences between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So for this question, you are drawing 2 columns and writing meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. In the 2 columns, one of the column you are writing meristematic tissue, next column you are writing permanent tissue. First difference, cytoplasm meristematic tissue. First difference, cytoplasm is dense and vacuoles are nearly absent. Under permanent tissue, this large central vacuole is present. Large central vacuole is present. Second point is intercellular spaces are absent. What is intercellular space? Space in between the cell. Intercellular spaces are absent in meristematic tissues and present in permanent tissues. Then component cells are small in meristematic tissue. Component cells are large in permanent tissue. Then fourth difference is that cell wall is thin and elastic in meristematic tissue. Cell wall is thick in permanent tissue. Then meristematic tissue, nucleus is large and prominent. Permanent tissue, nucleus is less conspicuous. Then next point is cells grow and divide regularly. In meristematic tissue, the cells grow and divide regularly. But cells do not normally divide in permanent tissue. What is the last difference? Provides mechanical support and elasticity to the plant body. But permanent tissue provide only mechanical support. These are the textual questions answers you are learning. Now children, all turn page 223. Book back questions. All turn page 223. First one, choose the correct answer. The tissue composed of living thin wall polyhedral cell is parenchyma. The tissue composed of living thin-walled polyhedral cell is parenchyma. Second question. The fibers consist of. The fibers consist of. Option B, sclerenchyma. You are writing option also. Okay. Option B, sclerenchyma. Then third, companion cells are closely associated with sieve elements. Option A, sieve elements. Companion cells are closely associated with option A, sieve elements. Then fourth question, which of the following is a complex tissue? Which of the following is a complex tissue? Option C, xylem. Which of the following is a complex tissue? Xylem. Then fifth question, air and chymois found in hydrophytes. Option B, hydrophytes. Air and chymois found in option B, hydrophytes. Next one, match the following. Sclerids, sclerenchyma. Chloroplast, chlorenchyma. Simple tissue, collenchyma. Companion cells, phloem. Tracheids, xylem. Okay. So sclerids, sclerenchyma. Chloroplast, chlorenchyma. Simple tissue, collenchyma. Companion cell, phloem. Tracheids, xylem. Roman number 3, fill in the blanks. Dash tissue provide mechanical support to organs. Dash tissue provide mechanical support to organs. Collenchyma. Dash tissue provide mechanical support to organs. Collenchyma. Second one, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma or dash type of tissue. Symbol. Dash type of tissue, symbol. Then third one, dash and dash or complex tissues. Dash and dash or complex tissues. Xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. Dash and dash or complex tissues. Xylem and phloem. Okay. Then, so fill in the blanks once again. Dash tissue provide mechanical support to organs. Collenchyma. Second one, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma or dash type of tissues. Symbol. Third, dash and dash or complex tissues. Xylem and phloem. The remaining questions, zoology part. Okay. Now, Roman number 4. State whether true or false. If false, correct the false statement. Okay. Question number 3. Parenchyma is a simple tissue. It is true. Parenchyma is a simple tissue. It is true. So, say a fourth question. Phloem is, fourth statement, phloem is made up of tracheids. Phloem is made up of tracheids. That is false. False. Phloem is made up of tracheids. It is false. So, if false, you have to write down the correct statements. Isn't it, mom? So, what is the correct statement? This phloem is made up of sieve elements. Okay, sieve elements. Sieve elements. So, you have to underline the term tracheids. Instead of tracheids, what you are writing? Sieve elements. Then, fifth question. Vessels are found in collenchyma. Vessels are found in collenchyma. The given statement is false. So, you are writing the correct statements. What is that? Underline the term collenchyma. So, instead of collenchyma, you are writing xylem. Vessels are found in xylem. Okay, children? Vessels are found in xylem. So, Roman number 4. True or false? Roman number 4. True or false? If false, correct the statement. Phloem is made up of third one. Parenchyma is a simple tissue. True. So no need to correct anything. It's true. The given statement is true. Then fourth, the phloem is made up of tracheids. Tracheids. The given statement is false. So you are writing phloem is made up of sieve elements. Underline the term tracheids and writing sieve elements, isn't it? Then vessels are found in collenchyma. Fifth question, vessels are found in collenchyma. It is false. So instead of collenchyma, what you are writing is xylem. The given statement is false. So you are writing false and underline the term collenchyma and you are writing xylem. Okay. Next, answer briefly. What are intercalary meristem? how do they differ from other meristem? Page 211. Turn page 211. What are intercalary meristem? See the heading intercalary meristem. It lies between the region of permanent tissue and is the part of primary meristem. It is found at the base of either at the base of leaf or at the base of internodes. Okay. So what is intercalary? What are intercalary meristem? It lies between meristem, which lies between the region of permanent tissue and is the part of primary meristem. It is found at either at the leaf base or at the base of leaf or at the base of internodes. Then it helps in the production of branches that you are writing. It helps in the production of branches. Okay. Then how do they differ from other meristem? It differs from apical meristem, which is found in apices or growing points, and from lateral meristem, which are arranged parallel and causes the thickness of the plant part. Okay. Next one, what is complex tissue? Name the various kinds of complex tissue. Page 212. Page 212. What is complex tissue? See the heading complex tissue. The tissues which are made of more than one type of cells that work together as a unit. Common examples are xylem and phloem. Common examples are xylem and phloem. Then the remaining questions, zoology part, isn't it? Then answer in detail. What are permanent tissue? Describe the different types of simple permanent tissues. Page 211 and 212. First, permanent tissues. You have to write the definition. Permanent tissues are those in which growth has stopped either completely or for the time being. Then simple tissue. Then permanent tissues are of two types, namely simple tissue and complex tissue. What about simple tissue? Simple tissues are homogeneous tissue composed of structurally and functionally similar cells. Example, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Then it's a detailed answer, so you have to write the explanation for each. Okay, parenchyma. Parenchyma or the types of parenchyma or simple permanent tissues composed of living cells. Parenchyma cells are thin-walled, oval, rounded or polygonal in shape with well-developed spaces among them. In aquatic plants, parenchyma possess intercellular air spaces and is named as aerenchyma. When exposed to light, parenchyma cells may develop chloroplast and are known as chlorenchyma. Then parenchyma may store water in many succulent and xerophytic plants. It also serves the function of storage of food resource, absorption, buoyancy, secretion, etc. So you have to draw the diagram for parenchyma. You are drawing the diagram like this. Parenchyma. Okay, this you are drawing the diagram like this. Then for chlorenchyma, you are drawing the diagram like this. Okay, for chlorenchyma, you are drawing the diagram like this. Then for aerenchyma, you are drawing the diagram like this. For aerenchyma, you are drawing the diagram like this. Okay. Next, collenchyma. Collenchyma is a living tissue found beneath the epidermis. Cells are elongated with unevenly thickened non-lignified walls. Cells have rectangular or oblique or tapering ends and persistent protoplast. They possess thick primary non-lignified walls. They provide mechanical support for growing organs. Next, about sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma consists of thick walled, which are often lignified. These cells are dead and do not possess living protoplast at maturity. They are grouped into two, sclerids and fibers. Next, fibers, you have to write about fibers. Fibers are elongated sclerenchymatous cells, usually with pointed ends. Next, you are writing about sclerids. Sclerids are widely distributed in plant body. They are usually broad, may occur single or in groups. For collenchyma, you are drawing the diagram like this. And for sclerenchyma, sclerids and fibers, you are drawing the diagram like this. Clear? Next detailed question. Write about the elements of xylem. Page 212 and 213. Write about the elements of xylem. Page 212 and 213. Xylem. Xylem is a what? See the heading xylem. Xylem is a conducting tissue which conducts water, mineral nutrients upward from root to leaves. Okay, next xylem is composed of xylem tracheids, xylem fibers, xylem vessels and xylem parenchyma. Next about xylem tracheids. Xylem tracheids are elongated tube-like dead cells with hard, thick and lignified walls. You have to write about the function. Next, write about the function. Their function is conduction of water and providing mechanical support to the plant. What about the next element? Xylem fibers. These cells are elongated, lignified and pointed at both ends. Xylem provide mechanical support to the plant. What about the next component? Xylem vessels. These are long, cylindrical, tube-like structures with lignified walls at the central, wide central lumen. These cells are dead and these do not have protoplast. Next, you are writing the function. The main function is to transport water and also to provide mechanical strength. Okay. Next component, xylem parenchyma. These are living and thin-walled cells. The main function of xylem parenchyma is to store starch and fatty substances. Okay. For this, you are drawing the diagram like this. Xylem LS. Okay. You are drawing the diagram like this. Clear, children? So, this is a detailed answer. You are drawing the diagram like this. This is enough. Drawing and labeling the components. Okay, what are the components? Xylem is composed of xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Okay, next, what about the function of phloem? Function of phloem, conduction of food material. Okay, next, see the next heading. Write about the elements of phloem. Second line, under the headings phloem, second line, sieve elements, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. Okay. Okay, children, the remaining questions, zoology part. So, these are the answers you are learning and preparing well for the midterm test. How to write the midterm test well. Okay. Thank you, children. We shall meet again in the next class.